Hey guys, today I wanted to share with you an old-fashioned favorites video. It's been so long since I've done one of these videos, and I have found a lot of favorites recently that I wanted to share with you guys. I'm not going to be too redundant with my tier list video because I shared quite a few products that I'm enjoying in that video, so I'm going to leave that video linked down below if you want to know what I'm liking right now, but these are the products that I have been using over and over again that I just feel like they deserve a special spot in a special video, so that is what we are going to do today. Let's just start with what I would consider probably my favorite makeup product right now, and it's the NYX Buttermelt Bronzer in the shade Buttercup. I specifically like to use this as a blush. I, funnily enough, don't like it as a bronzer. I find it just a little bit too dark, too pigmented, just not quite right as a bronzer. I don't know, something about it as a bronzer, it just doesn't work on my skin tone, but as a bronzy blush, this is stunning. And I think the reason why it works so well as a blush is because it has a little bit of a rosy tint to it. I just love it. It's warm, it's glowy, it's so summery. It really just makes you look like you've just been at the beach for a week and you're just glowy and bronzy and just feeling good. Good vibes. I just cannot get enough of this. It's funny that I didn't end up liking it for the purpose that I thought I would be using it for, but I think I like it even more as a blush than I ever would have as a bronzer anyway, so really happy with that. The e.l.f. Halo Glow Loose Powder, as you know, has been a favorite for a long time, but I recently decided to try the light pink shade of this, and I love it. I love it so much. I wish I had tried it sooner. This is what I have on my under eyes today, along with my favorite concealer, which is the NYX Bear With Me. Something about this powder, I don't even understand the science behind why this looks so good on the under eyes, but it has just the absolute slightest pink tint to it. So it doesn't make my under eyes look pink necessarily, but something about this undertone is so perfecting to the under eye skin. It just makes it look airbrushed and so incredibly smooth. And also because it has that slightly pinky peachy tint to it, I also think it helps just correct dark circles a little bit. It just adds it's like the perfect finishing touch to the under eye. And also because I like to apply my blush kind of high up on my cheeks, I also feel like this helps blend my under eye with my blush really nicely, because sometimes when I go in with a straight like translucent powder, it almost makes my under eyes look separate from the rest of my face, especially from like my blush and everything, which is right below it. So this just creates such a seamless blend and I just can't get enough. So very happy to have finally tried this. Speaking of e.l.f., I also, you guys know, I've been loving the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. I have the shade Peach Perfect in this, which is a great name for it because it is my perfect peach. I love this color so much. Really nice and light. I do prefer my blushes to just be lighter, more toned down, because then I don't feel like I'm going to end up with clown cheeks. And even though this is really light though, it is very pigmented, similar to the Rare Beauty liquid blush and a lot of the other blushes that have followed suit. This is also a really concentrated formula, so I really only need 1 to 2 dots per cheek with this. But the best thing about this is that I can just dot this directly onto my cheek from the doe foot. I don't have to go in on the back of my hand and then pick it up on a brush and do that whole thing. It's just a lot easier. I know that sounds like such a minor complaint with liquid blushes, but it really just makes the process so much easier and quicker to apply it. I just think that's so impressive because for me with the Rare Beauty liquid blush and with the Say liquid blush, both of those, I'm not able to do that. So I think the fact that this is a drugstore blush, so affordable, so beautiful. It does have a really subtle pearlescent glow to it that it just makes your cheeks look so nice and dewy and juicy. But even though it is dewy, it has amazing staying power. I don't notice any fading with this throughout the day. Now, to be fair, I don't tend to have a ton of issues with blushes fading on me, but I find this formula to be especially long wearing. So this was a huge win. e.l.f. has been, I don't know. I feel like e.l.f. is kind of hit or miss these days. I don't love every product from them, but every now and then they really knock it out of the park, and this is one of those times. I've recently also found a new favorite mascara, and you guys know I've been on a little bit of a tumultuous journey with mascaras over the past few years. I find that so many mascaras that used to be fine now either flake or smudge on me so badly, and I don't know if that has to do with maybe my skin type changing, maybe living in a different environment, all these different factors combined, who knows? But yeah, it's been hard to find mascaras that actually stay on my eyelashes and don't just get all over the place. But the most recent mascara that I've been loving that actually doesn't smudge or flake is the ILIA Limitless Lash Mascara. This has my favorite type of wand, which is a like spiky silicone bristle wand. And I love the brush on this because on just one side, it has this row of kind of longer straight bristles that it just kind of looks like a small comb or something. So usually I'll use the like the regular bristles to get the product coated onto my lashes, and then at the end I'll turn the brush to use that comb side, and it just adds so much lift and separation to my lashes. They claim for this to be a lengthening, lifting, and separating mascara, and that is exactly what I think it is. I don't think it gives a ton of volume, but it really just defines each lash and makes them super long, and that comb side does a great job separating. So I am loving this. I don't think this is a tubing formula. They kind of describe it like a tubing formula. They say rinses away easily with just warm water and no scrubbing or tugging needed. It doesn't seem to really come off in tubes. It removes like a regular mascara. I always just use my cleansing oil to remove all my makeup, and that takes it off really well. I don't have any trouble removing it. But yeah, the only thing I'll say about it is you do have to be careful not to poke yourself in the eye. And I think that's the case with a lot of spiky brushes like this, but especially with that comb side, you really have to be careful not to accidentally turn it while you're applying it, because you could easily just like poke yourself in the eye with that. You just have to be mindful as you're using it to, if you're using the rest of the brush, to just keep that comb side facing away from your eye and then turn it to use that side. Obviously, ILIA is very pricey, but they do sell a mini size of this actually for $13. I think that would be a good way to try it out. A lot of times those minis will last just as long as a full size anyway. The Jones Road lip pencils have been another one of my recent obsessions. I love these lip pencils so much, and I used to think that I pretty much just liked every lip liner formula, but these days, as I've kind of started to really compare the different formulas that I have, lately I actually really prefer wooden pencil lip liners. I feel like wooden pencils get kind of a bad rap because maybe they just sound really old-fashioned. I think people often think that wooden pencils are going to be too stiff or dry, but these are really the opposite of dry and stiff in my opinion. They do still have some firmness to them, which is good. I think lip pencils should have just a little bit of firmness so that they're not like smushing all around. Like, you do want them to have some staying power. But these just glide on so smoothly. They're creamy, they're blendable. They almost give a little bit of like a blurred look to your lip, which is what I love about a lot of wooden pencils. I feel the same way about the Essence Soft and Precise Lip Pencil. This one is a bit more stiff though. It is a bit more stiff than the Jones Road. You do have to kind of press down a little bit, but I still find it really smooth. The amount that I have been using these is ridiculous. So I have the shades Mauve and Nudist. Today I have on the shade Nudist along with the Queen Musea lipstick in Dorian, which is like a pinky peach color. I really like the way that Nudist kind of neutralizes it. This is a really nice, just neutral brown light nude. And Mauve has been one of my most used lip products for the past couple of months. You can see the height difference. I have definitely used Mauve a little bit more than Nudist. And it's funny because I don't usually love mauve things on myself, but this is not too purpley of a mauve. It's really more just like a neutral pinky brown, and actually matches my natural lip color almost perfectly. So that's why I like this so much, is because I can really like define my lip line with this, and it looks really natural. Like I've said before, sometimes I'll even use this by itself on a no makeup day. I don't have any other makeup on, but I just want to kind of define my lips a little bit, maybe overline them just a tiny bit. It literally doesn't look like I have any product on my lips, but they look so beautifully defined. Now, this is not going to be as long wearing as something like the Kokie lip pencils, which really like lock into place. This is not like that, but this I find a lot more forgiving. I feel like it fades away a little bit more gracefully, and it's a little bit easier to blend. I just love that kind of blurry, almost powdery finish that it gives without being drying at all. And it just feels and looks like nothing on the lips. So huge fan of these lip pencils. Like, I did not expect these to take over my life. Another lip product I have not been able to put down is the Ravie Beauty Effortless Lip, specifically in the shade Lily. I do have all three shades of these, but this is by far my favorite. I love like a warm peachy nude, and that is exactly what this is. This is another one that really just blends in with my natural lip color, but it just evens out the color of my lips and it gives me a little bit of moisture, a little bit of shine, but it's not super glossy. Just very, very comfortable. This has been my favorite kind of lip product these days, and this I think is my favorite tinted balm out of all of my tinted balms at the moment. Even more than Jones Road Nude Mauve, which I also really like, but I like this one even more. I like it just a little bit more because it's a little bit warmer. I also just love how small the bullet is, especially if you have small lips. Sometimes lip balms can be so big, but this just fits into my lips perfectly. So easy, I can apply it without a mirror. It's a great thing to take with me on the go, but this has also just been one of my go-to lip colors to complete really any makeup look lately, so huge fan of that also. I have recently been trying out some products from Prequel Skin, and I would say the whole brand has become a favorite very quickly, but these are my 3 favorites from them so far. 2 of these I bought myself, and then they also, shortly after I ordered some stuff, they sent me a PR package with some more things to try, including this thing. So we'll talk about these 2 first. The main thing that I really wanted to try from them is the Gleanser. It's like cleanser, but with a G instead of a C. So this is a non-drying glycerin cleanser for face and body. I've just heard so much about this brand, and specifically this product seems to be like one of their best sellers, and I can absolutely see why. This we've been just keeping in the shower, which is why it has all these gross like hard water stains on it. This is so nice as a cleanser. It has this really satisfying kind of like slippery texture to it. If you've ever bought pure glycerin from the drugstore, which you can do. I remember like when I was growing up, my sister and I, we would have these like spa days every now and then. And I think one time we wanted to make this like DIY face mask or something that involved glycerin. So we bought like a bottle of glycerin. Anyway, so I'm kind of familiar with like the texture of pure glycerin. And this does have kind of that same thick, almost jelly-like texture. It does lather up just a little bit, and I'm really happy that I can finally use foaming cleansers again. I used to not be able to use anything with even the tiniest bit of lather at all. I would have to only use like non-foaming cream cleansers back when my skin was super irritated with tretinoin, but now that I've got that under control, I'm really happy I can use regular cleansers again. This one does lather just a little bit, but it doesn't foam up a ton. But it's a really mild, gentle lather. No fragrance in this. Super gentle. I feel like it really does cleanse my skin without stripping it. My skin doesn't feel dry and tight afterwards. I am just a huge fan. And first of all, I love how giant the bottle is. This huge bottle is $18. And you can use it on the body as well. They even market it that way, which is so cool. I feel like so many brands act like face cleanser is somehow like made of pure gold or something, and it needs to be in such a small bottle, and it's like so much more expensive per ounce than a body wash, for example. But this, I love how just clear and upfront they are, that like, yeah, you can use this on the face and the body, and the bottle is actually big enough that you can do that. So I fully get the hype. I get it. I've used it on my body, I think, a couple times. Usually I like to use a scented body wash, but it is just nice to know that you can use it anywhere, and it's going to be gentle, it's not going to irritate your skin. So yeah, really happy with that. Another one of the things that I bought from Prequel was their Universal Skin Solution Dermal Spray. This is a 0.02% hypochlorous acid mist, and I don't know why it took me so long to try hypochlorous acid, because I have been converted now. I don't think I will ever be without hypochlorous acid again. So they say that this is supposed to calm and alleviate reactive, sensitized, and or compromised skin. The other thing that hypochlorous acid is supposed to be really good for is preventing acne breakouts, because hypochlorous acid essentially, from what I understand, I hope I'm phrasing this correctly, it's supposed to kill germs without actually leading to like antibacterial resistance the way that like an antibacterial soap or spray might. So it can be really helpful at just cutting down on the bacteria that causes acne. I do have acne-prone skin, and this has made such a huge difference in the amount of breakouts that I get. Typically I'll use this at night because I'm a morning shower person, so I feel like sometimes maybe it would be better to shower at night, but I just love showering in the morning. I feel so much more fresh and clean during the day. Whereas when I shower at night, I just feel like my hair is already greasy by the next morning, and it's like, why did I need to shower again already. So it just makes more sense for me to just shower in the morning. But at night, before I go to bed, I will spray some of this on my face, especially directing it around my hairline, because I, for a long time, kept getting breakouts like on my temples and just like right there around my hairline. And I think it might have to do with like when I wash my face before bed, maybe some leftover like cleansing balm or makeup kind of gets stuck in my hairline, and it's kind of hard to make sure that that's all gone. So this just helps really make sure that there's no bacteria sitting there when I go to bed. The other thing that really helps with that is changing my pillowcase like every 2 to 3 days, which sounds excessive, but it really does make a difference. So changing my pillowcase often, but also adding this in. I have not been getting those breakouts on my temples, knock on wood, since I started using this. I also like to use it on my upper back because I get really bad back knee sometimes, and this has made such a huge difference. I have not been getting nearly as many breakouts on my back anymore. I don't think you need to get this exact brand of hypochlorous spray. From what I understand, they all kind of work the same, but I have been really happy with this one. I'm not a big facial mist person. I don't use facial mists in my skincare routine really at all, except for this. This is an exception because it does such a good job. The color of the bottle is so pretty too. I will say the sprayer is pretty aggressive, so I have to kind of hold it far away from my face, but that doesn't really bother me. But yeah, I'm already like halfway through this bottle, and I definitely plan on, if I don't repurchase this one, I will be repurchasing a hypochlorous acid spray when this runs out. The last thing from Prequel I want to share, this is one of the things that they sent to me in PR, and this is their Urea Advanced Relief Moisturizing Milk. And just like the cleanser, they market this for face and body, which I love. It's this huge bottle. I cannot believe how luxurious this feels. It just has the most silky smooth feeling as you apply it to your skin. It sinks in really quickly, but it leaves your skin feeling so hydrated. I have used it, like they say, on both my body and my face. I was hesitant to use this on my face at first because there's just something about putting a body lotion on my face that just does not feel right. But this worked so well on my face as well. It definitely is a pretty rich moisturizer because it does kind of leave behind almost, I don't want to say a film because that sounds bad, but it does leave, like when you touch your face with this on, it just has a little bit of a slippiness to it. But I think it's really nice, especially as like a nighttime moisturizer for the face. I also, again, use it all over my body when I get out of the shower, and my skin feels so soft, and that moisture really lasts on my skin too. It's not like one of those body lotions that you apply and then like an hour later you're like, where did it go? You can definitely feel it just like really deeply nourishing your skin, and I love it. You can honestly just buy both of these for all of your cleansing and moisturizing needs, and this would be all you would need. And I love that. I just love a brand that promotes a minimal skincare routine. This brand was started by a dermatologist, Dr. Sam Ellis, who's also an influencer. So I've been following her on Instagram for a while now, and so I really trust her recommendations, and she did a great job with these products. Sometimes influencer brands can feel like a little bit of a cash grab, but these feel like legit good products. I believe that a dermatologist made these because they feel really good for my skin. Okay, lastly, a couple of body care things from Tree Hut. I love Tree Hut. Love their body scrubs. I decided to try one of their limited edition summer scents. I think this is limited edition. This is the Bikini Reef scent that is part of their like summer line. I got this because the reviews on Ulta were all saying like, this is the best thing I've ever smelled. Like, I want to smell like this all the time. And they were absolutely right. This smells so incredible. Oh, it's delicious. I want to eat it. So the scent, they say, is inspired by a relaxing beach vacation with keynotes of fresh orange blossom, coconut water, and soothing sandalwood. Well, knowing that I love anything with sandalwood in it, that checks out. But I never would have thought to put together orange blossom, coconut, and sandalwood. But together it is just so incredibly yummy. I've been using this as often as I possibly can because I just love it so much. And I've even gotten Nathan to use it too because he recently came back from a camping trip and he was really dirty. And I was like, you should use some of that body scrub if you just want a little treat, you know? And he said he really liked it. Okay, and then I know I'm like the last person on earth to talk about the Tree Hut shave oils, but these really are as good as people say they are. I got the scent Tropic Glow, which I've had this scent before in a body wash from them. This is the one that's supposed to dupe the Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Cream scent. I think they did a pretty good job duping it. It's definitely not spot on, but it has that same warm, kind of gourmand, pistachio kind of scent. This one, they say, smells like warm summer skin with key notes of almond, golden amber, and Australian sandalwood. This has such a nice texture, and at first, the name shave oil kind of scares me a little bit because I'm like, is this gonna make my shower slippery? But it actually doesn't at all. It's more like a cross between an oil and a gel kind of texture. Like, it is kind of runny and slippy like an oil, but it doesn't feel like a pure oil either. Looking at the ingredients, this does have a bunch of oils in it, but those aren't like the first or even main ingredients. Actually, the first ingredient is water. And then there's also like glycerin, allantoin, and then a little bit further down, that's where it has pistachio seed oil, jojoba seed oil, and then a seed butter as well. So yes, it has oils in it, but it's not like a pure oil either. It doesn't make your shower slippery at all, but it does make your skin nice and slippery for shaving, and I feel like it just does such a good job. It just helps me get a nice, close, smooth shave. I don't get any irritation or cuts when I use this. And the other really nice thing about it is that it doesn't gunk up your razor. It rinses out so quickly. So many shaving creams, like the really thick shaving creams can be nice because, you know, they're really nice and hydrating, but at the same time, they take forever to rinse out of your razor in the shower, and it just ends up wasting so much time, and it makes shaving feel like such a hassle. But I feel like when I use this, not only do I love the experience and the scent, but it also just makes the process so much more efficient. Cannot recommend this highly enough. I really do think it is worth the hype. Okay, I also wanted to mention my new watch. I have been loving this watch. It has such cute like Y2K vibes. This is from Casio. I haven't really been much of a watch person in the past, but Nathan has recently been really into watches. He's done like a ton of research and watched a ton of YouTube videos and stuff, and he has determined that Casio is one of the best brands for watches. They have something for every price point. This watch was under $30, $27 to be exact. So this is very affordable in the world of watches. Also, apparently in the watch world, like on watch YouTube, affordable is anything under $100,000. What? So this is like dirt cheap in the watch world, but it's great quality. It's water resistant. It's just a basic digital watch, has the time, but it also counts the seconds. And then you can also put in the date. So here is what, I'll take it off so I can show. So here you see it also says the day of the week and the day of the month. And I just love this style so much with the clear blue strap. I feel like either I had a watch that looked like this as a kid or like one of my friends did, and it just really stuck in my memory, but this just feels like such an early 2000s kind of style, and I love it. I just wanted to mention that as like a random kind of accessory favorite. And then the last favorite I wanted to share, smart tiles, okay? So these are peel and stick tiles that you can use in your kitchen, your bathroom, wherever you want to put in a backsplash. Probably, I don't know where else in your house you would do that, but I guess if you had like a wet bar in your living room or something like that. But we recently put these in our kitchen, and they're great because they stick on really well. Like the adhesive is very strong. We've had, well, one side of our kitchen has been done for a couple months now, and the tiles have stayed in place really well. None of them have started to fall or anything. And then we just recently finished the other side of our kitchen just this past weekend. And then we ended up using the scraps to do our bathroom, because in our bathroom above, like between the sink counter and the medicine cabinet, there's just like a little bit of wall. So it was really easy to just pop in some tiles there, and they look so good. Like, shockingly good. They look like real tile. Like the way that they reflect light is so realistic, and they just have this beautiful glossy kind of finish. The shade that we got is called Fiona Green. It's like a beautiful dark forest green, and I just love it. I love the way it coordinates. Our kitchen is nothing fancy, and our cabinets, previously I kind of thought they were like an ugly color because they're just kind of like a plain wood color. I don't know, different types of wood, but it's just like a kind of orangey wood. So we decided to go with a color that we felt like would complement the cabinets nicely, and our whole kitchen just looks so chic now, whereas before it was very basic and kind of bland, a little dated. And we do rent our apartment, so it's not like we can do like a ton of renovation in here, but the smart tiles are totally like renter friendly. You can just peel them off when you're done with them. Oh, also, shameless plug, we vlogged the whole process of installing the tiles on my Patreon and channel membership. It's kind of broken into two vlogs because we thought we had enough for the whole kitchen, but we ended up only having enough for half the kitchen first, so then we had to wait and then order some more. Actually, the second part of actually finishing up the tiles is not up yet. If you're a patron or member and you're like, wait, I haven't seen it yet. That'll be up at the very end of May. But we like to share a lot of behind the scenes of like our apartment and all kinds of just life stuff over there. So if you like vlogs, definitely check out the Patreon or the membership. It's $2 a month to join, and you'll also get access to all of my past videos that I've done on there, which is a lot. Yeah, I like doing my vlogs over there because, to be honest, vlogging my personal life for like thousands of people to see makes me a little anxious, but keeping it kind of, you know, to a little bit of a smaller circle. I don't know, I just feel a little bit better about that. So that's why we do the vlogs over there. But every month my patrons and members get both a vlog and a makeup video. So if you're interested in joining, I'd love to have you over there. But I think that is all I have for you for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Otherwise, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you very soon in my next video. Bye!